So Chilly Willy, how did I get into this? Because this is very much a personal obsession. I kind of got into this character recently. And it's because my son got into Woody Woodpecker. Because he was into Woody Woodpecker, I started researching Walter Lantz. Woody Woodpecker is Walter Lantz. So I saw a Chilly Willy cartoon. And I was like, I've heard of him. He's referenced in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but I don't know much about him. And I liked the cartoon I saw, and I started watching more. And I don't know if he is the greatest. He's not amazing or anything. I just sort of got into watching a bunch of him. And I thought, well, I have this YouTube channel. I might as well express my fandom in a certain way. It was almost the Barber of Seville, which I'm a little confused about because I watched it with my daughter and we were like okay about it. And then I read this thing about how it's like this amazing short. And I'm like, I kind of want to, maybe I'll come back to the Barber of Seville, which people really like. But I liked Chilly Willy, and I watched the two early shorts, and probably two of his most acclaimed, which were directed by Tex Avery, who's really the person who made Chilly Willy into a thing. Now, if you don't know who Chilly Willy is, he's a penguin. He's got a little hat on. He lives in the Arctic. He looks for food. And if he's in a better interpretation, he doesn't talk, because more people should be quiet. But in this one, called Chilly Willy, I'm Cold, there are two Tex Avery shorts. The other one, whose name I can't remember right now, was nominated for an Oscar. This one isn't, because didn't want to, but this is the first one directed by Tex Avery, and it's called I'm Cold. The other one, because there was a previous one, and then it was called The Legend of Rockabye Point, which was nominated for an Oscar, didn't win. But Tex Avery only did two, which was this and the one nominated for an Oscar. He then sort of changed the whole course of it and bring off a character called Smeldy Dog as well. I think what Tex Avery brought to it was more of a fun to it, more of a gag thing, and more of like a need, like what does Chilly Willy want? And what Chilly Willy wants basically is to eat. He wants food, basically. He has no food, it's the Arctic, or to keep warm. And so in this one, Smeldy Dog is voiced by Dawes Butler, who he is, although apparently him yawning is Tex Avery. That's interesting, according to the Wikipedia. He's guarding all these fur coats, and basically while Chilly Willy is trying to keep warm with this newspaper, he learns that there is a bunch of coats and furs and stuff, and he can't get them because of Smeldy Dog, and then he sort of messes with Smeldy Dog and tries to get some of his fur to keep warm, and that's the whole short basically. What I like about Chilly Willy is, one, he doesn't talk. I think that's actually cool. It's very pro gags, but he's like kind of cute but mischievous, but not like, I think like when you think of like other characters Tex Avery made, like Bugs Bunny or even Woody Woodpecker, they are mischievous. They are sort of like, you can tell there's a little bit of evil or crazy or loose cannon. Chilly Willy doesn't do that. He's cutesy, he does do mischievous things, but you can't tell it on his face as well. So I actually find that kind of interesting about that character, because he kind of like tricks you, and I like his kind of cute vibe. I don't know. So the thing is with this, Walter Lantz had kind of two characters. Obviously Woody Woodpecker is his headline character, but then this was sort of his second most popular one. Now he's the one who got the Oswald character, and so when he got the Oswald the Lucky Rabbit character, it's sort of like, if you actually want to go through Walter Lantz characters, it's sort of Woody, Oswald, then Chilly Willy. But most people, because obviously Oswald is not created by Walter Lantz, do not sort of count him. It's sort of like this weird thing. But he's one of the top three characters of the Walter Lantz studio. I think the early things with Tex Avery is a little more fun, and he's a little more gag driven. And I think shorts work a little better. I know they do have things where he does talk later. I watched one where they like save like a woolly mammoth, and I thought that was kind of cool. But I like this kind of idea of like, the Arctic sucks, Chilly Willy needs to find a way to survive, and they just do gags to do it. It gives it sort of a drive, it gives it a thing. And I like the character. He's like a cute little penguin, it's cool. I'm not sure if I'll get past this. Is just like a phase for a few weeks while I'm getting into something. But I wanted to honor him because we don't talk about him enough. If you are interested, there is a website. It's linked on the Wikipedia, as I said. And it's a vintage website. I put it in the chat on the stream, but it'll be in the description down below. And you should sign the guest book. You can say Jim brought me here. Supposedly, as I think Cornbread found, if you look at the guest book, people post that there's like a car with this website for Chilly Willy, driving around, and that's how people find it. So I'm really curious, like, if there's a picture of this Chilly Willy car and like this person who, have this like 1998 looking fan site for Chilly Willy still going all these years. I'd love to see this car. It's really interesting to have it going on, but he's sort of a forgotten character. I think if you got the right creator, it could work again. I'm not the biggest fan of the Woody Woodpecker 90s thing and the other stuff, but I like what Tex Avery did with the character. I think his 2 shorts are probably some of the best of it. I haven't seen all of them, and I'm curious, maybe I'll do more of Walter Lance, or maybe I'll do the Barber of Seville and get more into it. But I like Chilly Willy. He's kind of a cool character. He's really cute, and he is sort of a lot of fun. And I think I'm Cold is probably my favorite of the Tex Avery ones. I know it wasn't nominated for an Oscar, but Tex Avery does some solid work. And I thought he did a very solid kind of gag-driven short here, and I like how it evolves and changes over the short, and his needs change, and it's able to continue the gags. You almost sort of don't notice because the gags run through it so well, and that's sort of one of the geniuses of Tex Avery, because he was a really good cartoon gag man, as evidenced in Chilly Willy's I'm Cold. All right, William Ellman said, I know Chilly Willy from the Simpsons quote when Barty Gumble chants, we want Chilly Willy, we want... Is that really? I didn't know Barty Gumble. Oh, I kind of remember that. Okay, cheers to you, William Ellman. Thank you for that. I didn't know he was referencing the Simpsons. Cool, cheers to you.